Wonderful, 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 suckiful, suckiful. It's a luckiful moment. It's a very suckiful moment, okay? Alright. Suckiful means beauty in Japanese. Beautiful moment. Now, I want tonight to talk about spell. Casting a spell and the different kind of spell. The spell that has been casting in your psychology on you, even though it is not a logical, it is not going to, the outcome is not going to be logical, but a spell has been cast every day through the Sunday school, the radio station, the TV, our day-to-day life. Every day a spell has been cast upon every individual in the diaspora and the hemisphere of the world. Every day a spell has been cast. But what has happened though is that some spell is really good, some spell is really bad. Some spell contagious, and some spell, allows you to be blind and you cannot see yourself. So from the dictionary point of view, I'm going to really want to read what is a spell. You see what I'm saying? All right. Now, all right. A spell. A spell or spelling. O full stop E. Spellion. To say, to speak, to tell. Okay? All right. So, a spell, in one of the definition, is to spelt, spellion, to say, to speak, to tell. So there are many definitions of what a spell is. All right. To repeat, point out, to repeat, point out, write or print the proper letters on their regular order to form by letters to mean, amount to, or signify as the job spelled success for her. V full stop, I full stop. To form words with the proper letters. Okay, that's another definition. Either in reading or writing, to read letters by letter, spell out, to explain clearly as objective, that were spelled out, to discern or make out, to read with labor or difficulty. Another definition of a spell. Spell, a saying tales. A saying, tale, or a charm. Ice. O full stop, G full stop, spell, doth, spill, a tale, hence, the latter part of gospel, a charm, consisting of some words of a cult. You hear what it say? Alright. It say a charm of some words of occult power, an incantation, any magic charm. Alright, another definition again. It said, alright. Spellion, to supply the room of another. Spell, play, game, any period of time, a particular period or type of weather, as a hot spell, a period of illness, a counting work period, a turn of work done by one person in relief of another. To relieve for a while, to take rest. To take a rest period. Now another word I want to look at is spellbound. The word spellbound, right? Alright, let us go through it. Spellbound. Alright. Spellbind. Spellbound. Spellbinding. Back formation. Spellbound. To hold. Spellbound. Or as by a spell to entrance. A spell to entrance, right? No. No. What I realize about spell casting, you have many different kind of and type of spell casting, right? In various and many different way. All right. Now, vulnerability. The word vulnerability is like, one of the definition is like not knowing the truth. And so therefore, because you do not have the truth and the lie, then a person is vulnerable. For instance, then you would have the question and the answer. You see what I'm saying? Or if you are doing some work, you have the truth here. If there is a like you have a class and you're taking some form of lesson, no, you're very, very vulnerable if you don't know how to read or to no, I need a word to describe. If you don't know how to make the whole thing work in order to get that perfect result, right? So that then whatever you're doing can be right for the purpose of that test, then you have a stage, that you're vulnerable. You're vulnerable in terms of you want all the different kind of help, whether through the calculator or going through other books, and sometimes it can be really in a period or a time and place where things are restricted. You see what I'm saying? So to be vulnerable, when a person is vulnerable, when you are vulnerable for water, and if somebody even mix poison into our and you're vulnerable, you're thirsty, And you don't even have the time to say, look, I'm going to test whether the water is pure or impure. When you're vulnerable, I mean, people has been deceived because they're vulnerable. Now, why I'm saying this now, all right. Now, for instance, now, we have been hearing how Jesus Christ is Lord, for instance, right? We have been hearing a lot of things. You see what I'm saying? Now, remember, now we have slavery. The slavery was about 600 years, from the Portugal and Spain and England start slavery, in the Atlantic slave trade, go all over the world, and we were displaced all over the world, and our legacy was stolen and everything, we were displaced all over the world, beaten, abused, killed, chopped up, raped, and no justice, no repatriation, and we were scattered all over the world. Jamaica, we have to fight for our rights and fight to survive, and we were subhumans, niggers, according to them, animals, no justice. The vampire the human, which is the superhuman, okay, thought that, hey, I mean, the melanin people were irrelevant, and we were not relevant to be super, according to them, So their actions speak in many different ways, We were degraded, dog upon, walk upon, spit upon, shit upon. You see what I'm saying? No. In society, when you hear the same thing over and over again, in a classroom, in a church, in the street, in your family, by a radio station, it's a spell has been cast. And that spell goes into go in here through our hearing, right? Through our hearing, it goes inside of our being, our psychology, and so therefore a spell has been cast upon us. Now, what's so bad about it? What is so good about it, and what is so bad about it, right? All right. What is so bad about it now? For instance, you're a beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. You're a handsome little boy. And mommy and daddy has been telling you, oh, you're so ugly. You're a piece of shit, you're no good. What I mean? Mommy and daddy can have a problem. And him, just like him daddy. Him, nothing good now gonna come out of him. Nothing good can come out of them. It's a spell has been cast. Whether the word is good, when that word speak and it goes into a child, into a family that is close, that you are together, into your girlfriend he is, or your man he is, or your wife he is, it has been cast, a spell. Go through the hearing, go into their innermost, inside, in their egregore, and then the spell and them as becoming one. You see what I'm saying? For instance, out there in the different slang, what nigga? Hey, for real, hi dude. You see what I'm saying? What shatter? Where I say, but said, them thing there, a spell has been cast in. You see what I'm saying? No, it is good for a family or a parent to say nice things to children. Very wonderful things. Whether they, I mean, no matter how them look. Say very, very, alright, for instance, my mother usually tell me, say, there was a certain family and the guy and them died now. My father 80 now. But there was a certain family and the man always say, oh, for you people them pretty so. I'm feeling pretty so ugly. The man always saying that to my mother and my father said, oh, for them picnic so pretty and oh, for him picnic so ugly. But I you see, because of certain mentality and how we were brought up, and that charm, that spell, as we hear things has been spoken and you know, go inside of our mind, you know, our heart, and inside, you know, and into our egregore, the part inside of us that receive information, is what I'm saying, and you know, and lower your self-esteem and things like those. You see what I'm saying? No. When I was younger, I have very low self-esteem. Very low self-esteem as a child. And for some reason, I try as I get older to believe in myself. And I have never loved myself that good. So I always, you know, there was a tendency with me to love girls more and girlfriend more, you know, and, you know, the female, you know. Sometimes because I don't, you know what I mean, where women so damn effing fool, you know what I mean. You know, things get overhead. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Things get overhead and, you know, we have been fooled, deceived because we want a certain kind of girl. You see what I'm saying? And we want him to look a certain way. Act a certain way. You see what I'm saying? A certain size. And without looking on the character of the person, we're looking on the external physiques and you see what I'm saying? And the sexuality of the person. You see what I'm saying? And so many times, you know, we are led astray by the foolishness of our eyes. You see what I'm saying? The things that we see and what we love by the fruit of the body. You see what I'm saying? And how sexy they are. I mean, that plays a wonderful role, you know, in a very beautiful, lookiful aspect in the relationship. You know, but not all the time. That's what I say. I mean, there are more relevant things and things that we should look for if we want a lasting relationship with a girl or a woman or, you know, a female. You see what I'm saying? No, there are so much going on in the world today. And I did have a dreadlocks friend and him usually tell me, you know, say the country them cast a spell over the people them. And I never understand what he was saying. No, I really usually read a lot, but you know, more and more, you know, sitting down, you know, and you know, build back and meditate more time. You see what I'm saying? I get to realize that it is so true. You have many different kind of spell. Spell has been casting on you through the computer. Spell has been casting on you through Facebook, TikTok, WhatsApp, the television, the music that we listen to. You see what I'm saying? So therefore now, alright now, remember now, when we did have a diesel truck, right? And there was a part in the truck that you find out that there is a nut and bolt. But the nut and bolt was hollow. And there is a tiny strainer. Very tiny strainer. Like here. This size. When me pull out the nut and bolt from underneath the diesel pump, the strainer, the strainer would be filled with sand from the tank. And from 1 and 2 mechanic show me certain things. I've always could manage to get the van going on myself and my own, you know. I don't have to call them all the time because I realize that when that blacking up, Papa, there's nothing that van will not start, because with the strainer, you see what I'm saying? Just like how if the artery inside our heart is blocked, it will gonna cause terrible problem. Now, I'm saying that to say this, right? Now, when a person cause a spell, reading, and I get to understand that by reading, there was this girl that born into a certain hospital somewhere in the United States, and a nurse cast a spell. I don't know why she do it. The nurse cast a spell upon the twin, and the two sisters died like in a year. Both, one of them was about like 19 and one of them was about like 21, and they died the same time. For some reason that the nurse inside the hospital cast a spell upon the baby. The baby them dead when them reach 19 and 21. Big young girl them dead. But anyway, in this world we have to be smart. Smart into a sense that by reading I understand that even in India, right? I buy some books from the Lawrence and Company, and even in India, the books and the story, the great Hindu magical art, you find out that by looking into a witch eye in India, she can cast a spell upon a person through your very eye, and by that spell that she casts upon a baby mother, in a week or so, the spell will be taking place that the milk from the breast would be stopped in a week or so, and then the child cannot have any milk to suck. No, listen to me now. In California, when the man them plant the weed, right? You find out that now, if one man is doing by prepping his weed field, cleaning it up, get out the hermaphrodite them. You see what I'm saying? Get out the male one them, break them down, prune them. And you find out, say now, a man nearby now have a field, and the bees are going to that the man field, and I come on that the man field, and I spread the disease. A lot of problem, brother. Mix up and fight, and sometimes gunshot. Just because one man have him thing under control, and the other man don't have him weed field under control, you find out, you know, the bees would left from one bee's field. Just bees. No. It's the same thing, I would say, in certain kind of sexual contact with certain kind of people. And I would say the same thing. Shake on with certain kind of people, it's not good to shake them on. No. Certain kind of people, it's not really good to shake certain people. And because, this is my hypothesis. I believe a spell can be cast by shaking on. You see what I'm saying? No. In the Bible, there is a story in the Bible, and why am I going to draw the Bible and the story? Right? When Jesus, in the Bible, a woman have a sickness in the Bible. And I'm going to, after I've done this one, I'm going to start, elaborate a bit on the Bible. Now, when the woman has a story in the Bible, when the woman have an issue, a certain problem, and when she went in the crowd, there was so much people that's according to the Bible. Jesus never saw her, but she touched the hem of his garments, and the whole story. He made whole. Now, regardless, learning about Jesus, and he was the Son of God, and the Holy Spirit was his Father, and a lot of things, and knowing the King James Version, and some things, and reading again the history, and studying about the life of Jesus Christ, and knowing that Jesus went to 3 mystery school. Jesus was a warrior man, or a science man, or was a magi. Went to 3 mystery school. A lot of people don't know these things. I don't want to get down, and change the topic from what I'm saying, but well, in the Bible, they portray him as this righteous guy, because most definitely the Pope have agenda when the Pope did that, right? His agenda was to cast a spell. Now listen to me now. His agenda was to charm, cast a spell upon anyone who come in contact with Christianity. Because what he was saying that, hey, look here now, Jesus the Christ is God. When the true story, you see what I'm saying? All over the Middle East, he's not God. He was placed in his mother's womb through a penis, through his mother's vagina. But the Pope hypothesis, in the Pope story, he said that the Holy Ghost came down and got Jesus' mother pregnant, right? Anyway, so it's a split. Some people believe, some don't believe. I did believe, and by me read the Gospel of the 12 and a lot of things, I don't believe anymore, because I realized that he was born into a cave. He was born into a cave somewhere between Ethiopia and our Palestine. Jesus was born into a cave. No, big man thing. No, his name wasn't Jesus anyway. His name was Yeshua. He was born into a cave. No, he went to 3 mystery school. No, he went to Tibet, up where the Dalai Lama them there, where the monk them fight the Kung Fu over the karate show. And I know he went to Egypt. No, there are other stories say that he went to Zoroaster school in Iran. Well, I really can't prove that, and I won't debate on that, and I won't agree with that, and I won't agree that he did went to India. But there are a lot of people saying that he went to 3, all the story. But some said he went to Zoroaster school, because Zoroaster is the one that where is the end of yesterday? Zoroaster speaks of Where is in the Vesta there? The Zenda Vesta. Doctrine is the Zenda Vesta. The Zenda Vesta. Now, alright. Now, Jesus, now, the Zenda Vesta is the Bible of the ancient Iranian Bible, right? The ancient Iranian Bible from Iran, under Persia. But when Alexander the Great went to Persia, when he went to Persia and he invaded Persia, he destroyed majority of the Zenda Vesta. But look here now, you find out that now, Iran was close to, very close to Pakistan, their neighbors. And Pakistan and India was one country. And then it was England who went there and divided and caused them an enemy. You see what I'm saying? Europeans again went in, slaved them, and divided. You understand? Winston Churchill said them breed like guinea pig and all them thing there. And mash up India, split Pakistan and India in a two, and they are at war until this very day. One country, they split in two, fighting like puss and dog because of the vampire, the Europeans. Now, when a person casts a spell, as I said, there are many different categories and there are many different kind of spell. You see what I'm saying? And how those spell has been cast, they can do psychological damage, emotional damage, and physical damage. So me I say, now, having a wife or a husband and telling him I'm ugly and him a dirty man, you understand, and him good for nothing and him no good, and if you know in love, if you guys are together in bed and you're making a certain kind of love and you live under one roof as two fellowshipping in a bed and in a house, it's not good for you to really say naughty things, you know, and wacky things to each other. You see what I'm saying? No, it's not good for you to say maca things. You don't want no maca words, no words of destruction, no words of death. You know, the words will affect them. You need words of love. You see what I'm saying? No, when you, anybody, anywhere, you see what I'm saying? Sometimes you create an atmosphere with a good vibes, you cast good spell. Spell that, look here now, sometimes anywhere you go and from you walk up your mouth and speak, sometimes people like you, some are going to hate you. But if you don't go toe-to-toe with people and cause argument, if nobody hurt you, nobody really can hurt you. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, when you create a certain kind of atmosphere, you see what I'm saying? And your vibes, bringing off a certain aroma, a certain essence, a certain, because we can tell you, majority of places where we go sometime, people laugh. 80% of the time, anywhere we go in the world, everybody laugh till they drop down, because there is something about me where I kind of just get joke and create a certain kind of atmosphere and just be me. You see what I say? Because I want to make God really make. God make whole heap look like me, but me are the original copy. You see what I'm saying? And as far as what we say, I mean, the other one we stay exactly like me, there's somebody out there, me double. You see what I say? Out there in the heaven. You see what I say? So, we just try to be myself and really. But we cannot. You also, about spell casting, alright, for instance, let me get to understand this thing, right? Alright. A person can cast a spell, a precasting spell, a very dangerous spell. If the magician or the person know what to do, you can cast a spell upon an object. If that object is stolen, who stole and took that object can be really in big trouble, he can dead. That is another kind of, spell that the Egyptian them use. So I'm saying, no, like Tutankhamun and other Egyptian pharaoh cast spell, and the spell that they cast, they would call on different entity from above and below at the crossroad. That's what I'm saying. All beings from above, all beings from below. They would say phantom riding the breast of men. Or he from the crossroad on the great highway. Or he Benozen of the tomb. Fringes of the twilight, friends of the moon, whose name I'm not worthy to call. No, these Egyptians, they would cast a spell upon their grave. No, not the dead person, but the priest who placed them in the tomb with their gold and their, their valuables, furniture, etc. They would cast a spell, and anybody find them, sometime would even died by just finding the grave. By just finding the grave and go talk, them dead. Those are other different kind of occult spell. No, occult mean the word occult derived from the word agriculture. You see what I'm saying? So the word occult doesn't really mean you're bad to be a Obeah man or a Judah or etc. Because a lot of this Christian church, they're occult. No, I want to touch and spell now and further this video a little bit more before I alright. Now look now. What is the Antichrist? What is the Antichrist? What is Christ? Now I would say Pope is the Christ. The Pope is the Christ. Right? Now you find that now Rome, before Rome came into being, right? Rome, before Rome came into being. Before Rome came into being, there was this two guy, right? Two little child here. Where is it? Before Rome came into being, you find out that you have two babies. And something happened, them have to throw them down the river, and them happen to live. And them call one of them rumorous. I want to find the right information, I don't want to lie. I don't want to take some time, I don't want to take too much time. Don't want to take too much time. So please let me find it. Don't do me that.
I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into that. But look here now. Rome is invitation. Rome did a lot of things. When Ferdinand and Isabella, right? After Christopher Columbus came in 1491, 1492, you find out that the Muslim overthrew the Moors, and the Moors submitted to the Muslim in Salamanca, Spain, because the Moors, they spent 870 years in Salamanca, Spain. They built universities and colleges, street lights, flush toilet, and they navigate all over the world because they were Muslims. The Moors were Muslims, and they were in the contact with Egypt and the motherland, and all over Morocco, etc. And the Moors, that they would build libraries, and they built Europe, and because Europe was kind of behind in a lot of things, in personal hygiene, you see what I'm saying, technology, etc., etc., etc. So the Moors, they went in Salamanca, Spain, and they are, 711. They went in 711 in Spain, and so on. And so you find out now that the Pope that went all around the world and get all the religious literature and write the Bible, put the Bible together with the consent he gave the King of England consent to interpret the Bible from the Geneva Bible. I've got the Geneva here, the Geneva Bible, into the King James Version with Shakespeare and 47 scholars. Shakespeare, 47 scholars, and you find out that then the Pope, they do a lot of things, man. They mash up the world, man. The Europeans, you see? Because the Europeans all united across the world like a web. Though they fight and war in Europe, you see what I'm saying? And they run away from Europe to the Americas. They unite like a web, but it's a bloodline thing to take down the other nations. You see what I'm saying? Because I realized that they were created by Jacob, and Jacob's name was Jacob. And called to certain information, Jacob took 600 years to create the European race. You see what I'm saying? By killing the black one. Like when the family, the certain Africans would have their, a certain child, and Jacob would put, use a nail, kill them, stab them in the black one in their head, and he died, and he left information of how, and it worked. And they came, they were in the Caucasus Mountain in Europe, and they kind of came, and they have a lot of evil, man, a lot of evil inside of them. You see what I'm saying? They do their thing, and their agenda was to conquer, was to annihilate the whole, everybody that's in their way. The Europeans annihilate them, trick them, con them, and they would annihilate them. You see what I'm saying? And now, they're trying every way to demonize our African heritage, our voodoo. They take the Bible and they remix the Bible, remix it from Genesis right down to Revelation. Genesis, the book of Genesis came from a book. Genesis came from a book in the Middle East by the name of the Great Book of Ramadash. The Great Book of Ramadash. That's where they get Genesis from. And the takers of Babylon come from, Revelation come from the takers of Babylon. And the Bible was remixed, and the Bible wasn't written in real time. It was written, you see what I'm saying? No, In the diaspora now, the Bible came to America in the 15th century from England to Jamestown, and they all died for some reason, and they went back. They all died. That's the first time the gospel of the Bible, the Pope hypothesis of ever came to the West. It was in the 15th century when they came to Jamestown, and it's so sad. It's so sad. It's so sad. But a spell was cast upon the churches. You see, when a woman and a man are sleeping, you see, and them tell you every day, say, "Oh, I love you. I love you so much. Oh, your pum pum is so tight. Oh, you're like the morning star. Oh, there is no..." And you know when you love? When you love and you're blind, and you believe what they say. You believe everything them say. You see what I say? Everything what them say, you believe. And John, I mean, it's just that everything what them say a lie. You see what I'm saying? Everything what them say. I mean, their agenda was just to destroy. Their agenda was just to conquer and conquer. They are the Antichrist. The church and state is the Antichrist. There is no Antichrist. Nothing like that is going to return. Nothing like that is going to return. They cast a spell upon the nation. By remixing the Bible, and by remixing the Bible, it has become a fiction. It has become a lie. Pontificating by blind people. People that are blind, have no clue of what went on in their diaspora of their Middle East, that was named the Middle East by the United States and England, but it was not the Middle East. It was all of it was Casies, Alkebuland, Ethiopia, Africa. That's the different names that was given to Africa, in different periods, different time by the Greek, etc., by different historians. That's what I'm saying. So a spell was cast upon us all. The other day I was watching a video, and the video was saying that now the white Jew, when the Jews say, for some reason, like the Jews that was in Babylon, under King Nebuchadnezzar, when some of them got freed and they scattered all over Africa, that the other voodoo man them in Africa cast a spell upon the Jews them, that them don't know themselves. But that is a European hypothesis. Let me tell you something. Europeans, them demonize a lot of things about we. And them first give our African spirituality name Obia. The Egyptian mystery them call Obia, our African spirituality. Which, let me tell you something, which was very relevant to us as a people. Was very good. One of the best things that happen to the world right now, may I tell you, we can't even happen to Obia and science in our world. I just want back the good Obia them. I want a revival of African spirituality. I want the real power of Obia to manifest once more. You see what I'm saying? And science and craft. I want very good, potent people. People who understand who the gods should put back on the earth again. In a Jamaica. In the United States. And this spirituality would bring back the balance of power and justice in a Jamaica. You see what I'm saying? We want the real opium. I wish if the gods can restore that back. You understand? Rise up people. But you know what? Because the younger generation have never been initiated out here in Jamaica. And the guns are so much frequent and more prevalent, you find that a lot of things going on. But things have its place. So every day in our life, spell has been cast. And every day in our life, when you curse a child, a woman, a boy, a girl, you see what I'm saying? Every day in your life that you went to a church and you hear that church is preaching the gospel that they cannot prove is a spell cast, blinding the psychology of that person or that church brother and that church sister in the church, and them can't say the truth. Them can't say the truth. Never say the truth. Them can't find the truth at all. It's sad to say, but this world is not what it is. This world, you just got to eat, drink, and enjoy. Eat, drink, and enjoy. Make your will, set your plans in place. Set your plans for the younger generation. Teach them the best you can. Do the best you can. Is what I'm saying. Though a lot of them is going to get their inheritance and waste it like the prodigal son in a way. I mean the story of the Bible. You see what I'm saying? A lot of them are going to do that because a lot of people learn by their mistake. They learn by their mistake, man. It is so sad though, but we just got to live, you know. This, you got to make this happy. You got to make this happy. There is no one got to do you, but you're going to start with yourself. And if you have a family, try to inject and put, organize and let love in the family. You see what I'm saying? You can't give up these days. We're living in one of the most perilous and the most dangerous time you can think of. It is not good, not good, not good, not good, not good. Not good. And so, you know, let me tell you what's really going on now. Even I got to learn to respect other people's religion. You know, I love to respect people's religion. You know, I mean, I can't see what they are seeing, and they will not see what I see and understand what I understand. But whether or not, I gotta still respect them. You know, because it is relevant, it is important to respect each man. You know. But one of the things that I don't understand that it will always be is that Christianity is like capitalism. The one God doctrine in Christianity, I want to leave this with you before I go. One God doctrine in Christianity is like capitalism. Capitalism and communism has never ever worked together. One country is a capitalist and the other country is communist. Anytime you have a doctrine, and if a person elaborate and behind a certain doctrine, they rule with an iron fist. It's not good. It's not good. By ruling with an iron fist, the Muslims rule with an iron fist. Yeah, they went to Egypt and killed out the Africans all over. The Muslims did it. Muslims, dangerous people. Muslims, you know what I mean? How they think, you know what I mean? And the Christians, 63 million who protest the Roman Catholic Church. 63 million who protest the Roman Catholic Church. I have the Fox's Book of Martyr. I have another book around here, the Fox's Book of Martyr. And so you find out that now the Muslims believe in Jesus, and the Jews believe in Jesus. And you find out that now the Christians and the Jews and the Muslims, they're at war. Sorry about that. They're at war. And but this is because of lack of knowledge. It's because of lack of knowledge. They don't understand. They will never understand. They will never understand. They will never understand. They will never, ever understand. Anyway, I want to leave the city before I go. Kind hearts are the garden, kind thoughts are the root, kind words are the flowers, kind deeds are the fruit. Take care of your garden, keep out the weed, fill it up with sunshine, kind words and kind deeds.